Welcome to another episode of Build to Last with Andy Moka. We are still talking about documentation and legal works in entrepreneurship. In our last episode, we spoke about the need for documentation. Why do we have to document our practices and and things that we do in our organization? Today, we are going to talk about those documents that are needed, because documents are in different forms and shapes. As it is today, we are going to be talking about documents from your incorporation document. Every business must start by registering the business as an entity with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Once you do that, you have now created a being that has been given the mandate to work outside the promoters of the business. So in this incorporation that you do, you are meant to be given your certificate of incorporation. You are meant to be given your article of association and memorandum of association, and everything about the particulars of the promoter of the business and what the business wants to do will be in that place. Now, why? It means that for you to say that you are a director of that business, it is that CAC document that will show you that will prove that you're actually a director of that business. If you want to say that the business has been registered, it is that certificate that will show that it has actually been registered. Okay, now beyond the incorporation document, things like the operating the procedures have to be written down. What we call the standard operating procedures of every business, the SOP. Okay, once you set up a business, every department, every section, every division has got process and procedures of how they are going to operate and run their processes. Okay, so now every company is meant to have that, because that is supposed to be the Bible of the organization. So that has to be printed out and everybody must see it for clarity of operation. The SOP must be in place, is given. Okay, things like sales contracts, all the contracts and agreement that you use to do your business. If the business is maybe say something like a partnership business, there must be an agreement showing the roles of the partners and the entry and exit clauses, as the case may be, for everything that you're going to do. If it is a service contract between you and your vendor, or the terms of that relationship between you and your vendor, or between you and your contractors, and the case may be, the service must be documented. Everything, the tenor of the service, how much you're going to pay, the terms of default, in terms of settlement, all of them must be documented in case litigation comes up, tomorrow. In the agreement, again, we're talking about sales agreement. If you are into sales, bulk sales, and you want to get distributors, there has to be agreement. There must be terms to this distributorship, okay? So that when somebody is defaulting, there must be something that you hold on to say that this is the terms of the default. And when you default, these are the things that they're supposed to do to you. All those things are supposed to be clearly stated out in your contracts and agreement as an organization. That is a documentation that must not be played with. Things like intellectual property, here we play with things like your intellectual property. You are supposed to have trademark for everything that you do. Okay, your name of your company. You must go and register it with trademark, get a trademark approval, so that somebody will not wake up tomorrow and come and take your name. It is when you have that trademark approved, okay, that you'll be able to say, okay, this is my property and nobody must take it. Something like patent right and copyright. All these things, you're supposed to go and get them registered and kept to yourself, because that is the only thing that can give you ownership of those names and publications, as the case may be, that nobody will come and claim ownership of it. What about employment contracts? Okay, the offer letters that you give to people, you don't just say come and work. When somebody comes to work in your organization, you are supposed to state clearly the terms of engagement. That is supposed to be there so that the person will be guided by whatsoever you have given to the person as your employee. He must follow the terms and the procedures. You must also pay as you have promised in that agreement. It is right that every staff must have a file for reference purpose, okay? Because anything can happen to any business and you may be taken to court. You should be able to bring out that. Something as small as staff handbook, okay? Every organization is supposed to have the staff handbook. That staff handbook automatically is the Bible of the do's and don'ts, practices that people must put up while in the confines of the office. When somebody offends the system, you know the penalty that is coming to you. Things like your monthly performance report, things like non-disclosure agreements that you are entering into with people when they want to come and probably appraise your system, all of them are very necessary. Beyond that, your company is a separate entity. Get a lawyer. Get a lawyer that will work with you. Don't assume that you know it all. Whatsoever thing that you're doing, keep these documents, get the advice of a very good lawyer that will represent you or represent that company when the time comes. Don't go into any agreements that you don't understand. Don't sign any agreement that you don't understand. As you do all these things, you keep your business to live beyond you. Thanks.
Please follow us on all social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the bell notification to get notified when we post a new video.